Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For those of you that are new to the channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be getting into what is happening for you this August. So this is going to be a general reading, just kind of covering any energies, events, situations of significance that all of you are moving through within this next upcoming month of August. So we will be doing just general energies. We're just going to kind of see what comes through. For each group, I am also going to be pulling a specific card for career and a specific card for love. So if you're specifically interested in those topics, they will be lightly touched on here, but always check back on my channel because typically I do have dedicated videos for at least love for each month. So let's go ahead and get into our disclaimers for today's reading. First, keep in mind this is a general reading, so some messages may resonate specifically with your situation while other messages may not. Use your intuition. If something is feeling confusing or like it doesn't fit your situation, then it's probably not your message. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you do want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. Additionally, with this being a time-based prediction style reading, what we're looking into today is where you're headed this month based off of the current energy that you're in. So if you see something that's predicted out for you in today's video and it doesn't seem like the path you're wanting to go down, please don't feel stuck. You have the total free will to make your own choices and decisions and manifest a totally different outcome for yourself. So energy is always changing. The future is never set in stone. You always have that free will. All right, let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. So we're working with 3 piles for today's reading. Starting here with pile 1, we are working with a rose quartz palm stone. For pile number 2, we are working with this Evenstar pendant. I don't know why, but I was called to this for my reading today. And then for pile number 3, we are working with this spirit quartz. So I want you guys to go ahead and take a deep breath. Let's think about the upcoming month ahead and what's in store for you. Go ahead and select the card or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below where you can locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen pile. See you there. Hey there, pile 1. If you guys picked out the rose quartz palm stone, this is going to be your reading for the month of August. So let's go ahead and get started with your astrology cards. All right, so for you, group 1, we're kicking things off with Leo. It is going to be Leo season in August. And then we also have the moon, perception. Wow. So right off the bat, I definitely feel like this month, you guys are definitely dealing with themes of standing out, being in the spotlight. I feel like you guys are also dealing with themes around confidence, especially with Leo coming up here with the moon. I'm almost feeling like there's this energy of, because moon is like kind of our emotions, right? Our emotional well-being, the way we feel about things. So I'm almost feeling like with these 2 cards coming up together, this month is going to be about finding ways to feel more yourself, feel more confident, feel more proud in a sense. So this could have to do with like your relationships and making sure that you're surrounding yourselves with the right types of people that really support and uplift you and accept your personality. For others of you, this could have something to do with just your day-to-day life. But yeah, I definitely feel like I feel like a lot of you guys are probably in the spotlight this month as well with that Leo card, but there's definitely something here around confidence and taking action toward what makes us feel good inside. I'm also feeling for some of you guys, if you are resonating with this message of being in the spotlight, this moon card talks about perception, right? So this could also be a month where we're really focusing in on how others are perceiving you, so being mindful of what your public image and your outward expression is conveying to others and being able to kind of lean back and self-reflect on this a little bit so that you have a higher level of self-awareness here. But I think especially with you guys picking rose quartz, it's like Rose quartz for me is such a great stone for like self-love and just forgiveness and things like that. But specifically self-love is what I'm getting with this crystal for you guys. And I think that there's a need this month to really focus in on loving and accepting your truest, most authentic, most expressive self with that Leo. So let's keep going. So we have outdoors. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. We also have clear your space, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, use feng shui. So this is most definitely a month where it's like you guys are also like purging something in your life. You're getting rid of things that no longer serve you. There's definitely with both of these cards like a common theme around relieving stress, decluttering, like clearing the energy. I feel with Leo, you guys are very creative. Like there may be something creative that you guys are working through this month, like a creative project, a side hustle, a hobby, things like that. I feel like Leo rules the 5th house in astrology. I could be wrong. I'm still learning astrology. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, pile one. But if that is the case, 5th house has to do with our creative endeavors, creative projects, fun, things that bring us joy, right? So I feel like you guys are taking a lot of inspiration through going outside. And I know like this might sound so basic, but I can just tell you guys, as I'm recording this video, I've been spending a lot more time outdoors myself, more than I ever have. Not like in a weird, not that it's weird, not in like an intense way. Like I'm not going like camping or hiking or anything like that. But I simply have just been going outside and getting in 10,000 steps a day. And it's definitely helped to, like this card says, it helps to relieve stress. It helps to relax you. It's very grounding, kind of getting out in nature and like observing animals and wildlife and like, paying attention to like the plants and the sky. I don't know, I probably sound really woo-woo right now, but this is definitely something that I think is going to help you guys this month to clear your mind, relax a little bit, but then also it's going to help to give you inspiration for your creative projects and ideas. Same thing here. So like, I think you're getting outside, but there's also a need to get inside and clear clutter this month as well. So this can be about you guys maybe taking some time to like set up your space that feels conducive to your emotional support, right? Decluttering things that you no longer need, reimagining your space in a way that's going to set you up for success with whatever projects you guys are doing. So let's take a look at your tarot. So we start off your month here. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the 4 of Swords and the Lover's card. Wow. There's definitely something that you guys are laying to rest this month for sure with that 4 of Swords being here, because this card is all about, especially the way it's depicted in this card, this is all about sort of allowing something to pass, allowing something to transition out of your life, allowing something to die off in your life. And this could have been a situation for a lot of you guys that you've known has needed to go for a long time. You know what I mean? It could be like the ending of a job, the ending of a relationship. I see the Lovers here, so we'll see. But it can really be anything in your life that you guys know has to go, that it's been around for too long, it's overstayed its welcome. I'm getting this energy of like, you have upheld your oath, like whatever oath you took with regard to the situation, whatever commitment you were required to fulfill, you have fulfilled it now. So it's okay to let the situation rest and allow yourself to rest with that. There's definitely something here with this Ace of Swords, beginning of August. This is sort of like a new beginning with regard to communication or a new kind of clarity that we're achieving on something, a new realization that you guys are having. So you guys might be receiving communication from someone this month that kind of clears the air for you around what it is you need to release in your life. But I also think this could, like I said, just be talking about you guys having some sort of inspired thought where it's allowing you to sort of, it's like an aha moment, like you're seeing something in your life from a totally new and different perspective than you had before. And by achieving this clarity, it's allowing you to take the necessary action to make the changes that you need. I also think too that like, I'm just noticing how this Ace of Swords is outside in the mountains, as are a lot of these cards. So I think, again, when you guys are outside, this is when this inspired thought is going to come to you. And I know you guys, that probably sounds so basic and you're like, what? But I'm telling you, it will happen. Just try it out and don't think about it. You're outside, if you're looking for answers, right? And you're just going on a little walk to clear your mind or whatever it is, like, I think just once you get out there and get in the habit of doing it, things will just start flowing to you. Thoughts will just start flowing to you. Answers will start flowing to you. I see here with the Lovers card, ending the month of August, there's a couple things here. For some of you guys, I feel this is about making a choice, right? The reason I feel this way is because leading up to this point, it feels like there's some sort of clarity that's coming in for you. You're letting something rest, and now you have a choice to make with regard to your situation. Lover's card is often a head over heart choice, right? So there could be something, again, in your life that's been here a long time, and now it's time to let it go. This can talk about needing to finally make that decision. So there's something about decision making coming through for some of you. I do notice you guys have a lot of air energy here. So you have your fire with Leo, but there's a lot of air energy, Gemini energy, Libra, Aquarius. That could be significant for some of you. But the air element is all about our thoughts and our communication, right? Now, for others of you, this Lover's card could be talking about relationships in your life. So kind of tying back to this Leo card that we had at the beginning, remember I was mentioning this could have to do with making sure you're connecting with the right people that really allow you to feel that you're your best, most authentic self. They accept you no matter how dramatic, no matter how out there, no matter how you are, And I feel like for some of you guys, you may be guided to look for connections in new and different and unique places. Because as we can see here, we have this friendship between two different types of people that are totally polar opposites. And you can kind of see that their counterparts here don't really like to mix, So I think there is something here for a few of you guys about trying to connect with people that are different from you, because you never know the types of things that you may have in common, and you may find answers that you need through connecting with someone that you wouldn't ordinarily connect with. So let's keep going. A few more oracles. So we have wisdom, knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. So that's kind of going back to this Ace of Swords. I think a lot of you guys are receiving clarity and you're making choices and decisions this month based off of your knowledge and experience. We also have strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. Love this for you. That kind of ties in with the Leo card here too, right? Because Leos are all about, I believe in the tarot, the strength card, right? I think of the strength card, which is associated with Leo energy, and we have a lion in that card, right? So there is something here this month that you guys are kind of continuing to push through, but as you're doing it, you're learning a lot about yourself in the process. So let's look and see group number one. We're going to look at a love message for you as well as a career message. So I know this is just going to be like a brief check-in. I will for sure have an August love reading up. So if you want a more in-depth reading there, you can always check back to my channel for that. Still not sure about career. I don't always do career for each month, but there will be career videos uploaded to my channel at some point in August if you need that as well. So in love this month, I see the Hermit. That kind of makes sense though, because you guys, I definitely was feeling like this is a month where it's more focused on you, kind of like yourself, right? And you guys have wisdom here. So this could also kind of tie in with what's happening in your love life too, right? With the Hermit card. This is sort of all about just being alone, kind of being to ourselves, really trying to make sure that we're making wise choices and decisions when it comes to our romantic partnerships. And that could maybe tie in with the lovers for some, because maybe for some of you, there is a person that is on your mind this month, and maybe you guys have some differences, and you're going within and trying to kind of understand what the best, most practical, wise choice forward would be. But it definitely seems like in love life, you guys are a little bit more to yourselves, more like in a self-reflective state. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so in career, my gosh, we have the Tower. I wasn't expecting to see that. So this is telling me that there is something major changing in your career as you know it in the month of August, group number one. So this talks about a couple of different themes that you can see there, obviously listed on the card. But I definitely see the Tower as just something big that's changing in the way that you do your career. So whether it's about getting a new job, maybe for some of you, this is like an unforeseeable job loss that you didn't know was coming. Or again, kind of tying in with our Ace of Swords, the Tower can also talk about shocking realizations, right? So it may not necessarily be that you're like losing your job or anything like that, but it could be also talking about some sort of realization about your career that you're kind of hit with out of the blue. And it kind of shakes the foundation of how you saw things before, right? You're looking at it in a totally different perspective, and it just may be a lot for you guys to handle. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't, I know that this looks really scary. You guys know your situation best. So if that doesn't resonate with you, please don't take it. But what I would say with the Tower, when we have this come up in a reading, it's always a good time to sort of just ride it out. Like don't try to force the change. Don't try to rebuild something that isn't rebuildable, that isn't fixable. You know what I mean? It's sort of like one of those things where it's a bumpy ride, but we have to just kind of roll with the bumps. You know what I'm saying? But the beauty of the Tower is that it's telling me that whatever is exiting your life in your career is exiting your life because it was not built on a stable foundation to begin with, right? There was something about it that was faulty, which then allows you to rebuild, right? It allows you to start things fresh from a more solid and stable foundation. And so for a lot of you guys, there could be this energy with some of our swords cards here this month around kind of rethinking and reframing what career is supposed to look like for you. But overall, it looks like you guys have a very interesting month ahead, group number 1. So please drop me a comment down below and let me know how you feel this resonates with what you have going on. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are all aware of whenever I'm uploading new videos, and I will see you in a new reading very soon. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you guys picked out the Evenstar pendant, this is going to be your reading for the month of August. So let's go ahead and kick things off. We're going to take a look at your astrology cards first. So we start off with Ceres, Nurture, and then we have Aquarius. Very nice. Hold on a second, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to make sure my light was on so you could see the cards a bit better. It's a little dark in this room that I'm recording in. So for you guys, group 2, this is really beautiful energy that I'm seeing coming in for your month ahead in August. So starting off here with Ceres, right? This card really talks about a couple of different things. It talks about sort of like nurturing. So for some of you, like themes around motherhood could be coming up this month. If that doesn't resonate, if you guys are not mothers or have children, this is talking a lot about being able to nurture and take care of something. So for some of you, this could even be some sort of creative idea that you guys are nurturing and developing this month. I do feel, I'm really being drawn to like this little Sith here. So I definitely feel that there's an element of harvest for a lot of you guys this month around whatever you're working on. It's like there's an energy here of finally being able to reap the benefits and rewards of the work that you've done. Very much like divine feminine energy of sort of leaning back and allowing things to mature and develop, things that you've already planted the seeds on is what I'm getting with this. This card also talks about, like on a more, I guess, mundane level, it also can talk about like our relationship to food, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know if that could be a theme that's coming through for a few of you this month, your relationship to food, whatever that means, however that resonates for you. But the cool thing is with Aquarius coming up next to the Ceres card, it's like the things that you guys are working on, I feel are more collaborative, like the card says. So when we see Aquarius, this is typically talking about sort of thinking about how you can be of service to others, how the things that you're doing sort of benefits the greater good, the collective versus just the individual, right? So there could be some sort of collaborative, like creative projects that you guys are working on. But there's something around your life this month where it's like you're really guided to be more of service to others. You're guided more to think more collective versus individual. Doing what's best for all versus doing what's best for just you. Aquarius too can also sort of talk about like non-traditional approaches as well. So I definitely think that there is an kind of like an aura of innovation around your month as well. So it's like whatever you guys are doing, you're sort of doing it outside the box. You're not letting traditions or like the normal way of doing whatever you're doing to dictate the way you go about things, right? It's looking for those more creative and innovative ways of getting things done. So let's keep going. Okay, wow. So we have healthy lifestyle. This says eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. So that's interesting with the Sarah's card there, because I wasn't even like, I just remember reading about that food thing in the guidebook when I was studying this card in the past. So it doesn't normally show up like that for me, but I was just guided to talk about the food part for some reason. So it definitely feels with healthy lifestyle that you guys are focusing on that this month through like diet, exercise, just doing the things that you need to do to make sure that your physical body is being taken care of. And with Aquarius here, you may also have like somebody that's supporting you or helping you. Like maybe for some of you, maybe you're in service to others through these types of themes. So maybe some of you guys are like personal trainers, or you're someone who's like a health professional that's able to help other people with their stuff they have going on. Whereas for others of you, you might actually have someone that's helping you with your healthy lifestyle choices. You guys also have clairaudience. This says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So clairaudience are sort of like those divinely guided messages that you hear, right? So kind of paying attention to what you're hearing, okay? What are you hearing from others? What are you hearing from spirit? When you quiet the mind, right? What are the messages that pop into your head? When you use your intuition, you guys will kind of know, like, is this just like my negative self-talk talking and my anxiety, or is this like some sort of inspired message from source? But there is something here about listening this month. So even if the clairaudience specific message doesn't resonate with you, you guys, I could also see like when it comes to these healthy lifestyle choices, being able to listen is very important because it's going to help you to better understand. So if you guys are someone that's helping others with their health, one skill that Spirit is highlighting for you this month is listening. Don't talk, just lean back and listen, right? So that you can better understand what's going on with the person that you're helping and vice versa. So let's continue here with your tarot. So we have 3 of coins, we have the Fool, and the 2 of staves, 2 of wands. Interesting. It definitely feels this month with that 3 of coins that collaboration is key. With the Fool here in the center, it's like, it feels like there's some sort of like a new journey that you guys are starting on. You know, there's something that you guys are showing a lot of curiosity about this month. And the Fool being the only major arcana card that we have here in your spread is really standing out to me because this is going to be kind of the most prominent energy that you guys are moving through this month with regard to the things we're talking about. So the Fool is about taking a leap of faith. It's about a new beginning, a new path. So again, maybe some of these health and lifestyle choices are new for you, right? If this is like because for some of you guys, I do feel this could be like a career thing for you. If that is the case, there's some sort of new sort of beginning energy for you this month. Whether this is starting a new job doing this or a new workplace, something along those lines. There is a need here to be curious, right? So kind of going back to that clairaudience, being curious, asking questions, making sure that you're really understanding what's going on a deeper level with people. Still make sure that you guys are being cautious though. You know, don't be too clumsy or not discerning enough with the things you're doing. But yeah, with the 3 of coins, this feels like work related. This feels like some sort of collaborative effort, the things we're talking about, which really aligns with that Aquarius. So this could literally be having to do with your job, teamwork, collaboration this month, or again, maybe you're partnering with someone around these lifestyle choices that you're making here. But I also kind of feel, this is interesting. So like what I'm getting from this card as well is digging deeper. So maybe some of you guys are kind of looking more, not just with the physical side of things, but maybe you're also digging deeper mentally and spiritually. Maybe even trying to understand the root causes behind some of the patterns that you've had when it comes to, you know, certain things in your life, health, fitness, whatever. Even if it's not about health and fitness, going deeper, finding root causes, understanding the spiritual reasoning behind it. There's definitely something here, though, this month, at the end of the month, that I feel you guys are going to find yourself at a bit of a crossroads. You know, this card is typically talking about exploration. So I do think there's a lot of exploration that you all are doing this month around some of these themes that we've discussed. But I also feel that there's a decision that you guys know that you need to make one way or the other with regard to something in your life by the ending of the month. You know, because Two of Wands is usually about expansion. We're exploring our options. We're deciding what direction we want to go because we have a choice that we're ultimately needing to make. So let's continue. Expansion. Pursue bigger and greater endeavors. That's kind of what the Two of Wands talks about, you guys. It's like there's something in your life that I think is needing to, like, you guys can do better, I think, than whatever it is you've been doing so far. It's like it's time to sort of take whatever you've been working on and really push it to the next level. And this can be where collaboration may be something that's really helping you out. And I also feel that this really confirms the message of the Fool of, like, you're starting off on a new, fresh journey. You're starting off on a new path with this. Maybe a lot of you guys have sort of kept yourselves small for whatever reason, or been a little afraid of going bigger and better with some of the things that you like to do. But this is going to be a month where you're really exploring options and really thinking much bigger picture about the themes of your life. We also have patience. Manifestations are on the way. So bearing in mind that things don't happen overnight. You know, you do have to put in the work. You do have to dedicate yourself. You do have to be consistent. So be patient with yourself and just start setting those intentions today, and you will receive the results soon, right? In divine timing. I think especially if this is talking about like health and fitness related stuff and it's about you personally, you guys, like it takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time to see results sometimes with our physical body. So just celebrate the wins that you're having every day. Celebrate, hey, I worked out today. I'm excited about that, celebrate like, hey, I lost a pound. Maybe it's not the 5 that I wanted, but it's the 1, right? Like there's always something you can find to celebrate. So just be gentle with yourself and be patient with the process of things. And if any of you guys are doing like healthy lifestyle shifts or changes, feel free to comment below and let me know what you're doing, because I'm happy to support in any way. I'm very much into like health and fitness, so I'm happy to send some motivation your way if you need it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Group number 2, we're going to take a look and see what's happening in love this month and career. If you do want more in-depth readings on these topics, definitely check back on my channel. I will at the very least have a love reading for the month of August, maybe not on the career, but there will always be career videos posted each month to my channel, so just bear that in mind. So this month in love, we do have the 5 of Swords. So this is talking about mind games and control. So I definitely think that love this month, there's some challenges here. I feel like for some of you guys, there's a little bit of this feeling of someone pulling your strings, or maybe for some of you guys, this is like an unconscious energy that you're not really aware that you're doing. But there's an energy here of like feeling like you need to have the upper hand, feeling like you need to be the one that's dictating how something is going, or someone doing this to you. What I can say the most for you guys about this 5 of Swords is that a lot of times this comes from a fear, like in my experience, like a fear of being vulnerable, a fear of just kind of expressing who you are truly and authentically. And so a lot of times when we're in this 5 of Swords energy, it can look like game playing, right? It's like, this is an example of 5 of Swords. This would be like, okay, I know that I really like this person. Okay, let's call her Sally, right? Like, let's say you're watching this and you're like, oh man, I really like someone. So I really like Sally, but I don't want her to know that I like her too much. So when she texts me, I'm going to wait 4 hours till I can text her back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's sort of like this tit for tat, sort of like game playing energy. Or it's like, maybe you guys have been waiting on someone to get back to you. Like, oh, like, Joey, whoever said, Joey said he was going to text me when he got off work, but it's, 5 o'clock. I haven't heard from him. Maybe he doesn't text you till 8 o'clock at night. And so you're like, well, I'm not texting him till tomorrow at 8 o'clock back. Like that's what the 5 of Swords is. It's just this stupid stuff that just gets in the way of you being able to just be vulnerable with people. So I would just watch out for that in any capacity in your life this month as it pertains to love. So looking at career here, we do have the 10 of Swords. So it's like you guys are clinging on for dear life with something with career. it feels like there's something like you guys feel like there's someone coming after you or something. I don't know, like maybe you guys are owing like something financially. I don't know what it is, but either way, the Ten of Swords is telling me that something is ending when it comes to your career. And maybe some of this energy, like for some of you guys, sorry, there's loud stuff going on outside my apartment. For some of you guys, this energy of the Ten of Swords, I do think kind of could fit into our reading because you do have the energy of new beginnings here. And I was picking up that some of you guys might actually be doing this health and fitness lifestyle for your work, right? So I think a part of it is like, whatever was the past, we need to sort of, like the card says, cut our losses and move on. If you have hit a rock bottom energy recently in your career, and it's nothing to do with these energies we've visited today, just know that this month in August, it's time for necessary change. It's time for a reversal of fortune. You know, the positive side of the Ten of Swords is that usually we can only go up from there. So if you've been feeling really burnt out, if things haven't been going your way, just know that this month, I think, is going to be the lowest pit that you have. Things are only going to get better from there. So just make sure that you're listening to your body, listening to your mental health, and don't be afraid to cut things out that are no longer serving you when it comes to career. Because it feels like you guys could be doing a lot better than whatever it is that you're doing. So if you guys need a career reading, like I said, you can check back to my channel. I may or may not have an August career reading up, but if not one dedicated specifically for August, there will be something about career posted this month. So either way, group one, I think we will go ahead and close the reading out here, but I would love to hear from you in the comments. What aspects of this message resonate with you and your situation. So please drop me a note down below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of whenever I am uploading new content. And I look forward to seeing you in a new video very soon. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. If you guys picked out this spirit quartz, this will be your reading for the month of August, kicking us off with your astrology cards. So for you guys, we have Saturn and we have progressions. Wow. Wow, so this is like a pretty karmic month for you guys, but not like in a bad way. I feel like what's happening for you guys this month with Saturn being here is like, you know, Saturn is it does talk about like structure, like this card says, but when I think of Saturn, I kind of think of like being more mature, becoming more responsible, kind of stepping up in a way that maybe you haven't done in years past or months past. There's definitely something here around like responsibilities that you have and really stepping into those responsibilities. Saturn is also kind of an energy that can sometimes bring about restrictions, but for me, the way that I look at this is that the restriction is there for a reason, right? There's something that usually when there's a restriction put in place or something is feeling tough, Saturn is like, there's some loose ends here that you need to address before you can progress on to where you're wanting to go, right? So I definitely think that this is a month where your responsibilities are coming first. And there may be an energy of like implementing some structure into your life in order to make sure that you are able to step into those responsibilities that are important to you. I feel like with the progressions card coming up that this is kind of talking about like the month of August, I feel is going to be a very pivotal month for a lot of you guys because this card really talks about how where we're at right now is just one stepping stone in the bigger picture of life, of where our journey is leading us. So some of these things that you're dealing with this month in August are kind of helping to put you in alignment to the ultimate destination of where you're wanting to go. So this can be just very broad and global for some of you. This can be talking about a specific area in your life for others. So maybe this is about tying up loose ends in relationships so that you can journey on to the next. Maybe this is talking about tying up loose ends in your career so that you can transcend to where you're ultimately supposed to be going, right? So it is an energy of like kind of dealing with some responsibilities in the present so that big picture we can get to where we want to go ultimately. So this is cool, you guys. Let's keep going. We have creative writing. This says make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. Okay. We also have you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So wow, that's cool. So there's definitely energy here about like listening to your intuition. right? I think ultimately a lot of you guys know where it is that you're trying to go this month and some of the goals you have, some of the things you're desiring to achieve, right? So this is all about leaning into your intuition and making sure that you trust that inner light to guide you forward. I think intuitively, a lot of you know that there are certain things that you're going to have to take responsibility and accountability for this month. So it's time to just honor what you already know inside and do it. Writing, this is like oddly specific, but for some of you guys, there's a need to write it down, so this could be talking more broadly with some of the responsibilities that you guys have, like Spirit is saying, write it down so you don't forget, write it down so you have something to refer back to. But for others of you, I do think this is just simply talking about journaling, right? For some of you, there could be a more literal aspect to this creative writing, like the card mentions, like maybe some of you guys are writing a book or article, or some other sort of creative content that you're creating here. So let's look at your tarot cards. Okay, so we have the 8 of Coins. We have the 6 of Swords. And the 3 of Cups. Amazing, you guys. Some of you guys might be like, oh, I need to work hard beginning of the month so I can go on vacation or something. It might not even be that big for some of you. It could literally just be that, like I just said, something more mundane of like, okay, I got to tie up my loose ends at work before I can have fun. Like it could literally just be something like that for some of you. But yeah, with the 8 of Coins, there's definitely hard work being invested into something this month. This energy is very much about like learning the details, which is why we have writing things down coming up. Learning the details, really fine-tuning your skills, almost for some of you, like being in an apprenticeship mode, right? So I do feel for some of you guys, there's this energy of like, you're trying to go somewhere, right? And maybe for some of you, you feel like you're being held back by the work you're doing. Like maybe, for instance, some of you guys had to like take a pay cut or something for a certain job, or take a step back with something in your life. So it might feel like restrictive in one sense, but ultimately you understand that doing this task, doing whatever it is you're doing is going to be better suited for your long-term goals and successes. You know what I mean? So there is an element with this 8 of Coins of learning again, kind of refining your skills, tying up, buttoning things up, right? Preparing yourselves for next. And I do see with the 6 of Swords, we have an energy of transition here, moving away from something, moving on from something. For some of you guys, I almost feel like you're moving on from working so hard and like bringing more fun and enjoyment into your life. For others of you, I feel like there's an energy of travel mid-month of August and going to like have fun with friends, going on a vacation, something like that. But either way, 6 of Swords is talking about peace. A more peaceful energy is being called into your life in general in the month of August. And when this card came up, I just felt like this feeling of relief within. So whatever you guys are transitioning into, it feels like it's something that's quite celebratory with the 3 of Cups. So you should be feeling good about it, even if you do start off the month feeling a little bit like, oh, I got to be responsible. But yeah, definitely seeing with that 3 of Cups, lots of fun, lots of good times with friends, very jovial energy coming through for you guys. So we have boundaries, know when to put up and let your walls down. Yeah, so that could be kind of like a theme of Saturn as well, right? Like understanding work-life balance. Maybe some of you guys are working in an environment that feels restrictive, and so you are learning to, set proper boundaries around that. We also have denial. It says failure to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addiction. So yeah, kind of going back to the Saturn card, you guys, it's like there is sort of this energy, this juxtaposition that I'm getting here for your reading between like work and play that's coming up, like wanting to work, like knowing that there are certain things that you have to do that are responsible things that you need to do versus wanting to just like have fun and enjoy your life. And I think it's all about balance, right? But I'm wondering if with Saturn coming up here, because Saturn is like a karmic planet, right? We always say he's like the Lord of Karma. At least that's the way I've heard it described before. Sometimes this comes back into your life to show you like the areas that you're not learning. You know what I mean? So if there is something in your life, like maybe a friendship energy, a work energy, that you notice is an unhealthy cycle or an unhealthy pattern, in your life, this situation may present itself to you again this month to help you work through it so that you can progress onward in your life. So let's take a look. We're going to get one love card and one career card for you guys this month. Definitely check back on my channel because I will have an August love reading posted for sure, possibly a career one, but if not for August, there will always be career readings uploaded to my channel. So let's take a look at what's happening in love. And you guys have the Seven of Wands. This says defense mechanism. So this is sort of an energy, I'm getting kind of like lone wolf energy from this, isolation energy from this. I'm getting a little bit of something in your love life cooling down this month. And maybe there's an energy of you guys feeling a bit defensive or having your guard up, putting a wall up. I'm also feeling for some of you guys, this is about protecting your energy. It's interesting too, because you guys had this about boundaries coming up. So with the Seven of Wands, I think you guys might be kind of playing with this idea of boundary setting in love and trying to understand when you want to put down a boundary with someone, but also understanding when you're just being defensive, right? And learning like a little bit more, trying to understand better how to let your walls down so that you're not blocking blessings from coming to you, you know? So this could literally be like you guys blocking someone, like it could be like a literal block, but it could also just be an energy that you guys may be embodying of like kind of having your guard up a little bit. So just something to be mindful of as you're navigating relationships this month. Now for career, you guys have the Ten of Wands. So this is talking about workaholic, time to delegate, and exhausted efforts. So yeah, I mean, I definitely feel in career this month, you guys have a lot on your plate. You know what I mean? So I think that also can kind of tie in with those messages of boundaries and trying to understand like, you know, work-life balance a little bit better. You know, if you guys are finding yourselves overworked and literally like you come home and you're just like knocked out on the couch after, like dead to the world, it might be time to practice setting some boundaries in the workplace. You know, it may also be time to ask for help, you know, ask for support. It seems like you have a community around you. Maybe some of you guys have colleagues and coworkers that you can be delegating work to so that it's not all just on you to do everything, right? So yeah, definitely interesting energy, but not shocking to see in a career reading. I feel like this comes up for us often for those of us that work full-time jobs, so, or any job really. So group number 3, we are going to go ahead and close out your August reading here, but I would love to hear from you in the comments what aspects resonate the most with your situation, so please let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of whenever I'm uploading new content, and I look forward to seeing you in a new reading very soon. Bye!